Hello everybody, and thank you for watching my second video here of my dead mall of my South Mall in my hometown. The South Mall, as you can see from the Wikipedia page here, as stated, it says it was a enclosed shopping mall located in Allentown. It was near I-78, and it tells you a little bit about its history here and stuff, so you can see that. And then this is the anchors. Now Wikipedia needs to be updated because Bonton has just closed in the last month, so we lost that anchor there. And in here I brought up the Google Map version of it so you can see kind of like what the exterior of the mall looks like. Now when I shot this video, I didn't really drive around the back of the mall. Never really, I think I was only ever back there like once or twice, because one time the mall was pretty full and I couldn't find parking other than the back of the mall there. So now you can pretty much find parking anywhere you want to park, and I usually just park right up front. And the day I shot this video, I was at Staples, which is near the mall, one of the stores that are attached to it. And I was like, hey, I'm going to walk in here. And I haven't been in here in a couple months. Another cool thing is I used to work in the South Mall at Hickory Farms for 2 years. Well, a year at South Mall and a year in another mall that is pretty doing, the Lehigh Valley Mall, which was mentioned in my last video about the Whitehall Mall. So here I zoomed in and you can see where the Bonton was, and this was last summer. And Bonton was just recently went out of business, bankrupt, liquidated everything, and I read somewhere that they did find a buyer, and they are going to start reopening some stores. Where, I don't know. Now, according to Wikipedia, this started as Hess's department store South, which was a satellite store from the Hamilton Mall version, and they just built on from there. And in 1994, Hess's closed and Bonton took over. And then, like I just stated, how Bonton is. So you see that the mall is pretty much right in the middle of like suburbia. There's a couple restaurants nearby. There's a Perkins, a Wendy's, Taco Bell. What's cool about Taco Bell, it also has some Pizza Hut choices in it. There's also Starbucks that they just built a couple years ago. So here, this is when I was driving across, and like I said, Bonton literally just went out of business. So you can see that they have pretty much, it looks alright because it just literally went out. So as Dan Bell, if I can, give him some credit here, he did a Limerick and Fairground Mall, and notice that the Limerick Coventry Mall he did. The Limerick furniture place, he has fun, so you gotta go check out his videos. So here, as you see, the map hasn't been updated, but here are some stores that are listed in the mall. People do kind of like, my husband was like, that's not a dead mall, but as you can see, from what I see, he thinks dead mall is like Rolling Hills Mall, where it's completely left abandoned. But a dead mall is where most of the stores are vacant. So this used to be a jewelry store. I forget which one it was, but it was a jewelry store. And I used to work right in that middle there when I worked for Hickory Farms. So this was like my view all the time. And they would put us right next to Santa. Santa goes right in the middle now. So I was walking here, and there's nothing really going on. This was a Thursday afternoon, or Wednesday afternoon. And look, those chairs to the left, I don't know if I take them. This used to be a Walden Books, and then it was a used bookstore. And now it looks like a comic book shop or some type of like video game type or toy thing. This is Payless. Payless has been there as long as I can remember. I remember when this was a singular store, AT&T. But the sporting good place that's right next to it says it's expanded, so maybe they're going to knock out the wall and put more of their store in there somehow. I don't know. This is that store. My daughter did basketball last winter, and that's where I finally had found her shorts. So as you see Bon-Ton here, I've never seen Bon-Ton in this condition. My mother-in-law went there for my daughter's birthday present, and that was in July, and she said it was hot in there. They had the AC off, half the lights were off. It was actually quite sad because she loved Bon-Ton. Bon-Ton was like her favorite go-to place. And what's cool about Bon-Ton, it connects Petco on the other side. So with Petco being closed, with Bon-Ton being closed, you can't. This is Claire's. Just some pictures I took while I was shooting the mall. Limerick, there's that Limerick furniture, which someone said looks like Autism Speaks. Kind of does. Now this picture, it's funny. One of those light bulbs is out. More than one is out. But a couple years ago, I had taken... Look, there's chairs again. But a couple years ago, I had taken the same picture of the light. This is some storage that I found in the storefront. But yeah, those lights are still out from the picture I took 10 years ago. So these are just some interior mall shots. My husband was like, it's not a dead mall. And I showed him these. You just have K Jewelers. Again, that's exactly the area where I was for Hickory Farm. So here's Bon-Ton again. It says Clinique. It's kind of sad and open. They have their fixtures for sale. I was starting to walk away and I noticed selling our metal detectors for $500. It's kind of funny. When they liquidate everything. They liquidate everything. So when I walk in down, this used to be a Hallmark store, this Mercantile, which kind of took the place. They used to have this antique store that moved to the Palmer Park Mall apparently, which is another dead mall. It's on my list. But this used to be like a Hallmark store and something else. It wasn't this big, but they took over like 5 stores. To me, it looks like just everything, kind of like a country store, like Cracker Barrel or Shady Maple, that type of thing. And this was funny. This empty shelf here. There's a horse. See, it says this could be yours for $100 a month with a 6-month lease in a dead mall. So they had this World War I piece for $195. So it's like an antique store. Some random thing. I couldn't tell if this was because look, it's Fix Mobile, which was mentioned in the Whitehall Mall. But I couldn't tell if maybe this was a portrait studio or maybe just storage for their Christmas things. Master cuts. There's a lot of hair and beauty places in this mall. This is Bath and Body Works, as Dan Bell says, dead mall staple. Claire's, which my daughter would be devastated if they closed. EB Games, I believe that's what it's called. We used to shop there a lot. I haven't shopped there a lot. K Jewelers, expensive ring place. When we first got engaged, my husband went to buy a engagement ring for me and went there and told them what his budget was. And they said, well, here, these rings are our cheapest. They start at $3,000. And he laughed, bought the ring at the place across the hall, came back to him and like waved, look what I have. Walked away. That used to be some Chinese massage place. Again, K Jewelers. There's that Limerick again, where Dan Bell, he says it's kind of sad. This one actually is pretty full. This used to be Stephen Barry's, And then it changed into the antique store. And now it's at Sprint. This used to be like a Sears photo place. And it wasn't that big. And it didn't look like that. They just built all that. T-Mobile. What was T-Mobile? T-Mobile was Michael Jewelers. So there's those lights again. And like I said, it was funny because I noticed the same lights are out. So they do also at this mall a lot of craft show type things. So some lady renting space there. This store here used to be a clothing store, like some high-end, crazy busy, like, I never shopped there because I didn't like their clothes. I thought it was ugly type store. Excuse me, I'm tired today. So they're doing some sort of renovation. Not sure what's going on. This used to be Gertrude Hawk chocolates. And now it's just kind of random cards and storage again. They got a lot of space. The shoe department, which I think is a pretty cool store. Whenever I need to get shoes, that's where I go. There's those chairs again. They used to also have one of those hurricane simulator things. This is like a fitness store. They used to have a Gold's Gym also, but Ross leased the space. So down this hall is where the bathroom and the halls are, the offices. Bathrooms are always weird. This looks like it just closed. Literally. Steinmark back there. There's chairs again. My Dead Mall staple. Dollar Galaxy used to be a Dollar Tree like 15 years ago. Then this random dollar store. Live, Love, Play used to be an FYE. But it's kind of like this autism-friendly sensory thing for kids that they can go and be physical and jump around. This, I forget what used to be here. Not sure. But this is where all those storage, I walked by and I stopped. And I was like, wait a minute. And I went back. Because I noticed there was a crack. It's just kind of a bunch of random stuff. Like, this mall is confusing. Why do they have just random stuff? Cell phone stores. Like, some of these stores used to be kiosks. Other stores. A vape shop, which I found to be an interesting thing. Like an interesting thing. This used to be some sort of frozen beverage stand. There's T-Mobile again. That was Michael Jeweler and something else. There were two things there. So this is like the main entrance, I guess you want to say, to the mall. See where that white wall is? That's where Michael Jewelers used to be. Dino's Pizzeria there. On the other side is this thing called Yakko's. If you're not from Allentown, Yakko's is a pretty popular staple. So we're getting to the end of the thing here. Here's the code of conduct. As appropriate attire. It says nothing about loitering though, which I think is pretty cool. They do have a Facebook page and just like a community board right there. So this is the last shot of outside the mall. And I want to thank you all for watching. Some more outside shots. That's where Petco and Bon-Ton is on the left. Thank you guys. And I hope you like this video. And if you want to see more, please subscribe, like it, and share it with your friends. Thank you all. And have a great day. Bye-bye.